Very afternoon, good morning, good evening to all of you. And this session is very interesting. It is going to be very, I will say, a myth breaking session because with me is Group Captain Arun Kumar Shavastho, sir, an iconic name in the field of psychological assessment from DIPI perspective, and otherwise also a very honorable member of the veteran community and SSL community. So good to have you, sir. And this recording, what we are doing today is basically, sir, I would like to call it as myth breaking session because you also are aware, must be that a lot of myth is there, sir, related to SSB प्रिपरेशन पर से। और मेरा जो अपना मानना है सर कि कोई भी कुछ भी बोल रहा है, चाहे उसको ऑथेंटिसिटी है, चाहे नहीं है, बट क्योंकि आई विल रादर कॉल इट सर कि ये एक इन्फॉर्मेशन ओवरहैंग हो गया है। तो इतना ज़्यादा इन्फॉर्मेशन ओवरहैंग है, ये जो कैंडिडेट है, जो कि रॉ कैंडिडेट है, वो इतनी ज़्यादा इन्फॉर्मेशन एंड मोस्ट ऑफ इट नॉट वेरी फैक्चुअल एंड करेक्ट के साथ वो जा रहा है और एक बहुत ही अच्छा कैंडिडेट somehow is not able to make it to his dream career, his passion, and which is very sad. तो सर आज का हमारा सेशन होगा ब्रेकिंग द मिथ्स. So thank you so much, sir,
Mm,
and I leave the stage for you. Kindly speak about yourself, sir, as much as the students will be keen to hear.
Greetings to all, and thank you very much, Commandant Rajiv Ranjan, for giving me this platform to appear for the students and the aspirants, serious aspirants. I'm Group Captain A.K. Srivastava, and I'm a postgraduate in psychology. I did it from Gorakhpur University, and I came to the stream of SSS very early on my first rank itself. In 1987, I stand corrected. 1989 November, I started my independent assessment, and I remained in number 2 Air Force Selection Board for good about 4 years, and subsequently, after a gap of one tenure, I was again called in for the job of psychologist at Varanasi, number 4 Air Force Selection Board. Besides that, I was instructor at and counselor, of course, at Air Force Academy twice. Twice I was the academic head and commanding officer of NCC of two sailing schools. And I took my retirement, voluntary retirement in 2016. But subsequently, I got an opportunity to serve the Punjab government as a psychologist and personality trainer in one of their premier institutes, that is Maharaja Ranjit Singh AFPI. And from there, I retired for my, second, I would say, second time I was retired in 2022. And ever since I'm doing as a freelancer. And I've also authored a book called Aham Avam Vayam. This book, you can see the review on Amazon. Initially, it was going on Amazon. And people, they have found this book as a myth breaker for that matter. So anyway, these are my professional, credentials. And now I'm open to whatever are your questions and in specific, which are the points raised by your students.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for lovely introduction. So, सर मेन फोकस आज का ये है कि बहुत सारा मिथ है। सबसे पहला मिथ जो हमने एक बार डिस्कस भी किया था फ़ोन पे वो ये है कि जो सिस्टम है वो
जी,
इंडिपेंडेंटली फंक्शन नहीं करता है व्हाइल असेसमेंट इन द सेंस कि कई लोगों को ये लगता है कि आईओ, चीटीओ और साइक आपस में मिलते हैं और कैंडिडेट को डिस्कस करते हैं, जो कि सर बिल्कुल ही गलत है क्योंकि मुलाकात सीधा कॉन्फ्रेंस में होती है और वो भी नंबर बताने के बाद। तो ये मिथ ब्रेक करना बहुत ज़रूरी है सर, कि कई जगह मैं ये भी देखता हूँ।
डेफिनेटली मेरा ख्याल है कि कमांडेंट रंजन, आप भी सिस्टम में रह चुके हैं, मैं भी सिस्टम में रह चुका हूँ। दो सिलेक्शन बोर्ड में मैं रह चुका हूं, इसके अलावा ऑन टेम्परेरी ड्यूटीज मल्टीपल टाइम्स। मैं कुछ नहीं, सिर्फ अपने एक्सपीरियंस से मैं बात करूंगा, एंड आई विल से विद ग्रेट असर्शन एंड कन्विक्शन दैट दिस इज अ टोटल मिथ एंड ओनली मिथ, false, untrue, worthy of condemnation. The system is very fair and very honest, and system is always and always mindful of the fact that the three techniques they work independently. हाँ, एक इसका एक एक्सप्लेनेशन हो सकता है कि तीनों टेक्निक्स में बहुत बार अगर कैंडिडेट ऑनेस्ट है तो उसके रिस्पॉन्सेज इतने ज्यादा मिलते जुलते हैं। लाइक साइक अगर
Definitely,
किसी
sir.
कैंडिडेट को लेटर से अगर लोनर फील करता है, जज करता है, तो सेम थिंग विल बी जज बाय द अदर टेक्निक्स एज वेल।
As well.
तो हो सकता है कि इस कंटिन्यूटी की वजह से ऑल द थ्री टेक्निक्स आर रीचिंग द सेम कंक्लूजन, इसकी वजह से। बट अनदर थिंग आई वुड लाइक टू से, एंड दिस इज my very very again strong conviction कि such a kind of misnomer or false belief is being spread by those people who are, first of all, not qualified in any of these techniques. There are multiple groups, self-help groups, or by name something. There are multiple platforms on the internet. उसमें से particularly, I would say that experienced people, those people who have appeared multiple times, and after every appearance, they started making a kind of comment or some inference about the system. तो ऐसे लोगों को
Self
लगता है कि
self
शायद
generated,
मिले
हाँ.
हुए हैं,
सेल्फ जनरेटेड आइडियाज बन गए
शायद
और वो फिर
self
थ्रो कर
generated
दिए
ideas.
जाके.
I think you put it in a very
या
this self generated ideas, and sometimes only to satisfy somebody's curiosity. अरे यार सभी ऐसे मिले हुए हैं। मेरे अपने YouTube चैनल पर एक लड़की ने तो यहाँ तक बताया, सर यू आर रॉन्ग। मैंने कहा अच्छी बात है भाई, अगर आपके दिमाग में इतना स्ट्रॉन्ग। और एक वीडियो में मैंने बताया कि विद द थ्री पीपल, all of them, and that too one of them happened to be the president of Jalandhar board, and very assertively and very categorically this person has told कि नहीं, बिल्कुल नहीं मिलते हैं, rest assured।
दैट इज द ब्यूटी ऑफ द सिस्टम, सर. सर, आपको आपको क्या लगता है ये जो इंफॉर्मेशन ओवरहैंग हो गया है,
जी
मतलब too much of information is available, anyone and everyone is
जी
talking.
जी
Don't you think it is really spoiling a lot of bright minds? Because मेरा अपना अनुभव ये है कि learning things is very easy, particularly when it is related to psychology, but unlearning becomes extremely difficult.
या इट गेट्स कंडीशन, सही बात है।
वो माइंड एक बार कंडीशन हो जाता है एंड वो फिर
जी
बंदा जो है वो चाह के भी उससे नहीं निकल पाता है. तो आप क्या उनको एडवाइस देंगे कि हाउ शुड दे कम आउट ऑफ इट फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल? बिकॉज़ इफ देयर हैज़
जी
टू बी अ स्टार्ट, इट हैज़ टू बी फर्स्ट स्टार्ट फ्रॉम स्क्रैच. इतना
एग्जैक्टली
ज़्यादा
एग्जैक्टली।
इन्फॉर्मेशन मिल गया है हर तरह का. जैसे कि आई वुड लाइक यू टू ब्रेक दिस मिथ आल्सो कि मेनी पीपल टॉक अबाउट, इन फैक्ट आई हैव हर्ड कॉम्पिटेंट पीपल आल्सो सेइंग कि जहाँ पे तुम्हें समझ नहीं आए, वहाँ पे एक कोई कैरेक्टर बाहर से ले.
हम्म।
तो ये भी एक चल रहा है. शुड इट बी देयर? शुड इट नॉट बी देयर? इट विल बी बेटर इफ इट कम्स आउट फ्रॉम योर विज़डम, सर.
Okay, okay, okay,
यस.
okay. Thank you very much. Really, I'm also of the same opinion that there are multiple information. But एक चीज मैं बताऊं, जैसे लॉर्ड बुद्धा ने कहा ना, everything has got a reason. अगर दुख है तो उसका कारण है। सो इसी तरीके से अगर इंफॉर्मेशन हैंग ओवर है तो उसका कारण है। लेट मी गिव माय पर्सपेक्टिव, माय व्यूज अबाउट दिस इंफॉर्मेशन ओवरहैंग। इट इज, देखिए, एज फार एज ग्रुप टेस्टिंग टेक्निक इज कंसर्न, okay, you will find generally the qualified people. As far as interview technique is concerned, it is quite structured. One can very well understand how to go about it and also get an immediate feedback कि उसने इंटरव्यू टेक्निक में ठीक किया है या नहीं किया है, किस लेवल का किया है, बिकॉज आपको खुद अपने जो इंटरेक्शन से पता चल जाता है। बट अब सबसे बड़ा रीजन और सबसे बड़ी जो शुड आई से एम्बिग्विटी आती है, वो साइक टेक्निक में आती है। देखो सर, ये फैक्ट है कि एज ए स्टूडेंट ऑफ साइकोलॉजी, जस्ट आई एम नॉट टॉकिंग फ्रॉम द पर्सपेक्टिव ऑफ एन असेसर, एज अ स्टूडेंट ऑफ साइकोलॉजी, मैं कैंडिडेट से मैं शेयर भी करता हूं इन माय गाइडेंस प्रोग्राम्स। साइकोलॉजी बिलीव्स इन द प्रिंसिपल ऑफ एनॉमिटी ऑफ रिस्पॉन्स, यानी एक सिचुएशन के मल्टीपल रिस्पॉन्सेस हो सकते हैं और एक व्यक्ति एक पर्टिकुलर सिचुएशन में कोई जरूरी नहीं है कि एक ही तरीके का रिस्पॉन्स करे। देयर इज ऑलवेज, इट्स वेरी वेरी वाइड कैनवस। अब क्या होता है, इस चीज को जो लोग जानते नहीं है, दे ट्राई देयर हैंड इन साइकोलॉजिकल टेक्निक। I say sometimes, much to the annoyance of a few people, that psychology as a technique is like an unguarded field in which qualified, semi qualified, self styled experts, everybody, he keeps on, giving his opinion. अच्छा मजे की बात है कि since it is not possible to verify or pinpoint a single factor due to which a person becomes a success or otherwise, तो हर आदमी क्रेडिट या डिसक्रेडिट लेने की कोशिश करता है. Okay. So this is because this psychological technique is one in which most of the people, okay, they give prescriptions. That's one point. अब जैसे एग्जाम्पल के तौर पर आपने कहा कि अनदर इंफॉर्मेशन हैंगओवर में कि एक कैरेक्टर टू बी ब्रॉट फ्रॉम आउटसाइड. नो सर, it is not to be brought from outside. Let us say, see, this is, I think you are talking about TAT, in which who is to be made the hero.
Yes,
And the principally, hero is what? Hero is your alter ego, hero is your representative.
correct.
So, hero's strength and hero's weaknesses, hero's reflexes, all are yours. You have to, and it has been experimentally established that when the protagonist, main doer, or the main active person in a situation is undefined, left undefined, then what happens? Then the person taking the test, he projects his own or thrusts his own personality qualities on that
Absolutely,
person.
absolutely.
That's one. So जाहिर सी बात है कि if you are a 22 years old person, you should be well represented by a person of your own age group and gender. Okay. जेंडर का सबसे बड़ा आर्ग्यूमेंट मैं सिर्फ एक दे सकता हूं कि द वेरी फैक्ट दैट इन आवर कंट्री वी हैव गॉट अ डिफरेंट टीएटी फॉर बॉयज एंड गर्ल्स, दिस जस्टिफाइज. हालांकि टेक्निकल भी जस्टिफिकेशन है, बट आई थिंक दिस विल बी
Yes,
हैविंग द
yes,
ग्रेटेस्ट अपील. दैट्स वन थिंग. नाउ कमिंग टू when a person is of your own age group and gender is not available, तो कहते हैं बाहर से ले आओ. नो सर, दिस इज वेयर आई वुड लाइक टू रीइटरेट, please justify the absence of one such a person in the projected picture. Let us say if there is boys के लिए क्या आता है, एक बड़ा कॉमन सा एक बड़ी कॉमन सी एक पिक्चर है in which there is a picture garlanded, person uniform,
yes, yes,
hand on
yes,
the wall,
yes.
suggesting that that person is no longer,
And
alive.
there is a
There's
lady
a
and there is
lady,
a child
there is
playing with a tank.
there, toy tank. Now अब आप बताइए कि इसमें आप who will represent you, the dead person, the widow, or the child? So nobody. Now you may say they are waiting for somebody. Another person is a hero. He is about to come or he has just left. There is a picture, another picture I'm talking about, in which there is nobody. So let us say hero is there. Maybe he is hiding in other. He has just gone to another room to pick up something, or he has gone outside to answer a particular thing. Idea, hero is a part of the story, and is hero's visibility in every picture is not essential. It is just like a movie. Let's say आप शोले पिक्चर देखने जाए तो हर पिक्चर में हर फ्रेम में धर्मेंद्र
हर
थोड़ा
फ्रेम में
अवेलेबल
नहीं
रहता
होगा. Yes, sir.
है. कभी बसंती भी होगी, कभी वो ठाकुर भी होगा, कभी वो अंगल भी होगा, हाँ, कभी गब्बर सिंह भी होगा. एवरी फ्रेम. बट क्या इसका मतलब है कि द मूवी डजंट हैव अ हीरो ऑफ, लाइक धर्मेंद्र और अमिताभ बच्चन फॉर दैट मैटर. बट देयर विजिबिलिटी, इस चीज को लोग होलिस्टिकली नहीं समझते हैं. दे थिंक दैट यू हैव टू मेक अ पिक्चर ओनली ऑन द टेकिंग द कैरेक्टर्स, ओनली द सीन कैरेक्टर्स. अरे देयर इज अ कंटिन्यूटी बिटवीन पास्ट, प्रेजेंट एंड फ्यूचर. You have to create the past. You are not seeing the past at all, but you are creating it, isn't it? You are creating the future. See, TAT is a game of seen and unseen. So everything cannot be seen. And let me tell you, many a time the unseen gives a better input in comparison to the seen ones. है ना? We maintain the secrecy, we maintain the element of surprise in our military operations. नहीं, principles of war में आपने भी पढ़ा है, मैंने भी पढ़ा है. So every time we cannot declare कि बामुलाइजा होशियार हम आ रहे हैं, है ना?
Absolutely, sir.
So let us leave it something to the imagination and inference of the people, logical connectivity.
Absolutely, sir. Thank you, sir. Good, good, good. So, myths are being broken here. सर, पीपीडीटी के बारे में भी बहुत सारे
जी.
मिथ हैं. एक तो
Like,
ये है कि मेजर ये है कि it is picture perception. Now many people don't understand perception and a perception. So what is your understanding on that, sir?
okay, okay. So let me first explain it to you कि what is perception and what is apperception. देखिए, इसको साइकोलॉजिकल टर्म्स में कहें तो व्हेन वी सी अ फील्ड, फील्ड समझिए, फील्ड मींस इट कंसिस्ट ऑफ ह्यूमन बीइंग्स, objects and environment. So many times what happens, you can see what is there in the field. This is called as perception,
Yes, the details.
the details. And when you start assigning a further, something further, let us say if there is a human being. अब एक example से समझते हैं. Let's say आप बाहर निगाह डालिए. There is a street, there is a building. Okay. You find there is a person who is walking in the street. Okay. If 100 people see this field, they will almost take the same conclusion that there is a building, there is a street, there is a person seen walking. But our perception is what? Why the person is walking? What is his aim? Is he going away from house for some chore, or he is returning to his house, or he is going for a stroll, or he is going to purchase, some daru chakra, for his evening. I mean, just jokingly, I am saying.
Yeah.
So if there are 100 people, you ask 100 people ki with what purpose the person is out in the street, you will find 100 individual answers. This is what is a perception.
Yes,
Technically, a perception is a step beyond perception. So
absolutely.
this picture now this test coming to PP&DT, when some people they get a little confused about what it should be called as. So it is a picture or the person perception test. Frankly speaking, the correct terminology will be instead of picture perception test, it is a person perception test because primarily you find out the attributes giving attention to the human characters, their age, their gender, their emotion, or for that matter, the mood. Okay, this is the major part of it. And then when it comes to the action, what is going on, what they are up to, this portion is the perception. So I would say this 90%, this test is perception, and only about 10%,
About
though
10% is
quantification,
true
about
perception.
10% is our perception. And this perception, by the way, incidentally, I would like to tell you that it is a perception. Like you have to arrive at a common story. This is not for your personality assessment, sir. This is for giving a fodder to your discussion. This is the term of your discussion. है ना? किस चीज के ऊपर आप बात करेंगे? And now you are interviewing officer yourself. When a person speaks, he reveals so much from his language, from his content, from his emotionality,
Body
from his
language.
body language, from his gestures. These things they ultimately become the input for his assessment, and rather than the content on which the how is more important than what.
Absolutely, sir. Many people, try to. There was a video in which I saw there was somebody from the authority only telling कि we should change the story that we have written. Like we have written something, then you come, discuss, come outside, talk to him. तूने क्या लिखा अपनी story बदल दो.
And this
So
is being trickster.
trickster.
This is being
हाँ.
this is the trick the system.
Is
Okay,
there
this
any
is
trick, sir? Is there any trick to master the SSB? Do you
not
think?
at all.
That is
देखिए
where the
पर्पस
mistake
क्या
is
है?
happening.
See, purpose क्या है? What is the purpose of PP&DT? The purpose is to convince the board prima facie. You cause a prima facie impression that you deserve to be given 4 days of serious testing. This PP&DT in the present form has started with the problem that many people, non-serious people, okay, undeserving people, the people who can't speak even a sentence to communicate their intent, let alone language, English or Hindi, or for that matter, whatever is there. है ना? So to weed out those people who do not deserve to be
Absolutely.
given, okay,
The
this is
level
this.
of the written is also very low. So where to filter? Yeah, either we increase
Exactly.
the
This is a
level of,
filtration process.
so
This
it
is
should be
absolutely
there, and otherwise. But so many people believe that PPDT is not foolproof. Do you think so?
100%. In fact, let me tell you. when the discussion is started, and at couple of times I was also representing the Air Force to contribute the ideas. Okay, not only foolproof, it is rather inconsistent. देखो, you may be knowing, and at least I know a number of people rather personally. A guy who has been recommended from one board, and
Yes, sir,
let me
yes.
tell you, one of my own colleagues'
Yes, yes.
daughter, she is lieutenant commander in Navy. Bhopal say she was recommended, but she was born and brought up in the Air Force environment, right? So after about 2 or 3 months, she appeared at Varanasi.
She got
Okay,
screened out.
she was screened out.
Yes.
तो मेरा ख्याल है कुछ हमको कुछ करना चाहिए, या तो स्क्रीनिंग का एक अलग से टेस्ट कर दें, एंड वंस अ पर्सन हैज बीन स्क्रीन्ड इन, he should be given a validity, let us say for 2 years or for through 2 or 3 batches further. You will not be
Yeah,
subjected to this PPND.
yeah, I think that will be better.
आप देखिए आर्मी में क्या होता है कि जैसे एजुकेशन, मैं आर्मी एजुकेशन ब्रांच की मैं बात करता हूँ, फॉर आर्मी स्कूल टीचर्स दे टेक अ टेस्ट, and once a person qualifies the test, written as well as the interview, then he
It's
is
valid.
given a certificate.
Same is for gate. Gate examination, sir. Gate is valid for 3 years.
लेकिन हम क्या करते हैं, एवरी टाइम
Every
वी
time we
स्टार्ट,
do that.
वी स्टार्ट डी नोवो कि पिछली
And
बार
एक
तुम,
और मिथ है सर कि एसएसएस को पता रहता है कि ये रिकमेंडेड कैंडिडेट है, ये नॉन रिकमेंडेड है। जो एसएसएस वहाँ पे पीपीडीटी कर रहे
देखो
हैं।
देखो सर, पीआईक्यू की एक कॉपी तो आप भरते हैं ना,
नहीं नहीं सर, वो
जस्ट फॉर,
आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट पीपीडीटी।
नहीं नहीं, इन दिस सेंस दी सी क्या होता है कि पीपीएनडीटी में भी क्या होता है कि एवरी कैंडिडेट ही फिल्स एटलीस्ट वन कॉपी ऑफ पीआईक्यू ऑन अराइवल, ठीक है? तो दिस पीआईक्यू इज नॉट इन दैट केस मेड अवेलेबल टू द
यस,
एसएसएस एट द टाइम,
एट
इट्स
दैट
नॉट
टाइम ही
अवेलेबल.
डजंट नो।
He doesn't know, frankly speaking. At that time, he doesn't know the SSS. They are not
Because
in know of the things, but
everybody
for the
is
purpose of record it.
everybody is either everybody is same, so there is no knowledge कि this is recommended candidate. It's that way, it is fair, if I may say so.
Huh? That way, it's that way. I
And
mean,
so where is OIR in this, in your opinion? Many people don't understand the value of OIR.
सी देखो सर, OIR का ये मत, once upon a time ऐसा होता था कि when this system of
PPDT was not
filtering
there, so OIR पे
not
screen out
there,
करते थे।
OIR used to be the test of. So here, if you are OIR 3 and above, if you have performed, poorly in PP&D, I mean in OIR, your
Discussion test.
chances. Okay, I'm sorry, OIR के बारे में मैं बात कर रहा हूँ
Hmm.
कि अगर OIR में आपकी परफॉर्मेंस डिसमल है, तो
चांसेस कम है।
चांसेस कम.
वही
तो
बच्चे
one has
समझते
to,
हैं कि मैंने तो इतना अच्छा बोला, मैं तो इतनी अच्छी स्टोरी लिखी। अरे भैया OIR तो चेक कर ले, OIR 4 and 5 अगर होगा तो
होगा
very
तो
rarest of the rare chance कि you will make it. That is a
तो
very
अब
rare chance.
OIR, अब कैंडिडेट्स को तो पता नहीं कि व्हाट इज OIR 4 एंड OIR 5,
Means it is
तो
very poor. Simple terms
उनको,
में
यस,
बोले,
you
you
have
have to perform well
to
in
good
OIR. So that
performance
part
in
should be
OIR.
there.
We have to, basic intelligence तो होना ही चाहिए. OIR is what? OIR is the replacement
Basic
of IQ.
intelligence. Yes.
It's a replacement of IQ. And
IQ
IQ में
test.
क्या होता है? देखो सर, मैं आपको, you can spread this word also to the candidates. Why OIR rating or ratio, and why not IQ? See, IQ may you require two definite data, that is the mental age and chronological age. Now, the mental age is not possible to calculate for the people, individually, and that too from NDA candidate to
Yes, yes.
from.
Hmm.
Okay, so the chronological age, and there is so much of variation, and we don't have much of record as far as So, इसलिए instead of having IQ, we are having OIR, but it is the indication of your basic grasp, basic intelligence.
Yes. सर एसडी का एक मिथ है कि एसडी की कॉपी आईओ को जाती है, तो वो तो मैं क्लियर करना चाहता हूँ कि एसडी की कॉपी आईओ को नहीं जाती है। पर सर
कोई
मेरा
नहीं
सवाल
देता है.
आपसे ये है कि एसडी
जी.
आपको कैसे हेल्प करता है? बिकॉज़ कई लोग अपनी एसडी ऐसे लिखते हैं जैसे वो जॉन एफ कैनेडी हैं या यू नो सम बिग पर्सनैलिटी के टाइप अपना एसडी बना देते हैं, व्हिच इज़ नॉट ट्रू टू देयर ओन पर्सनैलिटी।
Give me about 2 to 3 minutes extra. SD is one such a thing which
हुँ,
requires a lot of clarification.
यस,
Some people think that SD is merely for your impression management, and they try to project their shadow bigger than the substance.
एब्सोल्युटली सर।
नहीं, SD क्या है? SD है कि it's your trainability. It is the count of your trainability. It is the assessment of how much, let us say two candidates, their initial level is same. They enter the academy. The environment is same. The instructors are same. Course curriculum is same. Duration is same. Routine is same. But why one cadet, he changes more, he gains more in the training, and
Outshines,
why
outshines the
he
other.
outshines? Let us say he passes out with a sword of honor,
Yeah.
and another person merely passes out. That's all about it. He just passes out, without any recognition, nothing. Why? So क्या होता है कि there are two factors. There are multiple factors of which, you know, there to be precise, there are six factors. But the first four factors, like your age, your intelligence, your socioeconomic background, and your achievement motivation, these are already known to the psychologist. What is not known to the psychologist is how much you know about yourself. See,
Insight.
everybody has got a different life goals, and accordingly, one person prepares himself. So you perceive a distance between you and your goals. You know that these are your strong points, these are your weak points. Okay. Then what happens? There's a motivation to join. I mean, as an interviewing officer, you must be asking one question universally to everybody: why do you want to join this force? Everybody has got a different motivation. These things are not known to the psychologist, and that's why there is SD, right? So it is very, very subjective thing. There are some people who give the model SDs, can you believe it? In
Yeah,
which
yeah, yeah, I know
I
some.
love my parents. I love my parents as much as they know me. I and my friends, we enjoy a good company. Arey bhai, that's why they are our friends. You have to write something specific with respect to your dream career, what you are having, the strong point. Let us say, I have in future, I would like to join Army, Navy, Air Force, Coast Guard. And for that, I know that I have got, I enjoy going, much beyond my own limits. I enjoy working in the group. I enjoy undertaking adventurous tasks. And yes, you may say that, well, still I feel that my communication skill is a little weak. I'm working on that. So SD is meant for communicating to the psychologist that you can stake your claim right now for your qualities, or you feel that still there is a gap between the cup and lip, and how you're proposing, to
To
bridge this
overcome
gap,
it.
to overcome that.
So
And
can we
agar,
call it insight?
okay, एग्जैक्टली दिस इज इनसाइट ओनली.
Insight.
अनदर थिंग इज, इस चीज को अगर किसी को और एकेडमिक पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से देखना है, तो यू मस्ट स्टडी समथिंग कॉल्ड जो हैरी विंडो.
Yes.
ओके. जो हैरी
Historical
विंडो में,
depth.
जो हैरी विंडो में, if there is, see, you are operating in a group, if whatever you think about yourself and the group members also find you the same, then there's a harmony. Then you will respond to the group suggestion better.
But yes.
Here, there become two parties. One, the candidate who is reporting about his good and bad points. Another is the person who has already observed you, the psychologist. If he finds your opinion, reported opinion, similar to whatever he has observed, then he will be awarding you more points for your trainability. This
Trainability.
is the.
Absolutely.
In fact, let me tell you from the psych technique point of view, the final score of a candidate is his initial level added trainability.
Plus trainability, and that is the final score.
That is the final
That's
one.
everywhere.
So the purpose of ST is to assess the degree of your trainability.
And then insight and trainability both. Right,
Inside.
sir? Right. So thank you, sir. Thank you. Thanks for clearing this myth also.
I think you had one more question about when we were discussing sometimes generally about something like girlfriend or something like you
Yes.
mentioned.
Yes. So that is what
Can we?
that I feel that interviewers का एक सवाल रहता है generally कि
Mhm,
who is your girlfriend and are you in a relationship in a modest way.
mhm.
So most of
Uh-huh,
the time, what I have observed, sir, कि everybody tries to shy away from it.
uh-huh,
So they try to say, ki, no, no, I don't have a girlfriend, or I'm not into, I'm very focused to my work mostly, and I don't want to,
mhm.
But what I believe is ki truth is always better. So if you are in a relationship or if you have a girlfriend, nothing wrong. Why to
Ah,
suppress that information?
okay, okay,
And
okay,
in
okay.
that, in order to suppress, I've observed you open up so many things. Sir, it may
Yeah, yeah,
create
kind of what I'm
emotional
saying.
imbalance, it may create.
Uh,
I have not found any. So, a lot of factors are opening instead of in the order to suppress this, you're opening so many domains. So, I believe ki truth is always the better option. What is your opinion, sir?
देखो सर, एक बात मैं बताऊं कि इंडियन सोसाइटी इज इवॉल्विंग सोसाइटी, इट इज नॉट येट इवॉल्व. ओके, सो the acceptance, open acceptance of having a girlfriend, rather I would say, open acceptance in the society is okay, not yet open to. That's one. Another thing is that, well, I think we, the assessors community, we are ourselves responsible for that. There are some people, and I know rather personally, they, instead of having this question for the sake of knowing your social skill, okay, these people, they appear in the eyes of some people like peeping toms.
Yes.
And I can tell you with names also. And frankly speaking, there are some people, they feel embarrassed by the. It's not that the subsequently people, they go further and they will ask the degree of intimacy also,
Yes, yes.
which
I've
is
heard these
certainly
things.
this with certainly. See, now what happens in my opinion, okay, this has got nothing to do as far as his employability in the armed forces is concerned. Who
Absolutely.
has, okay, it is, one should know to I mean, to respect the privacy of, you know, somebody, a candidate. It's very natural, but at the same time, this is also a fact that this thing is not openly accepted. Our society, there will come a time, I'm not saying maybe 25 years, when you and me will be closing to our graves. At that time, the acceptability will be much more, much bigger. But the society, but the, you know, the stratum of society which is sending in its children to as the aspirant to the armed forces, I'm afraid it is yet to come, and it is, you know, I would say that it's a far-fetched dream that it will come. But only thing is that a person should know how to deal with this question. This is where his social skills will come.
Absolutely, sir. You should handle it with maturity and respect.
Interesting.
Not
Okay.
as a drawback, or you should not feel like that first of all.
Okay, one should not feel that it is something to absolutely shy away.
Yeah,
You should be having enough of moral courage to accept. Yes,
and pride. I'll also use the word
and
pride.
pride also, that, well, sir, but only thing is, when the person starts talking about the degree of intimacy, at that time one should know where to draw the lines. He should say very politely, sorry sir,
I
beyond
think
which it
this
is not
degree of intimacy question should not be asked rather. So it is
asked at
immaturity
all.
of
But
the
there are
person.
people, frankly speaking, that this is the reason why
Yeah, they
this
try to
question has
avoid.
become a matter of concern.
Yeah.
If it was not asked, you know, it was just as a social circle. Let's say you are asking how many friends you have got some girls also, people, without any hesitation. But once you start zeroing down on a one particular type of relationship, I feel that,
It
well,
doesn't,
this is
and it doesn't give anything psychologically as well. I
exactly.
don't
So
think it gives out anything.
but
एक और मैं one thing which I keep telling my students is कि please fill your PIQ from the perspective of psychologist rather than an interviewer, because interviewer, if he has any doubts, he might clarify. The psychologist may not.
for example, I would like to
For
be
example,
clarified
since
about,
you
let's
told
say,
me
some.
he is written key represented, for example, in sports, represented volleyball school. Now he should write in detail कि in inter-school tournament or interstate tournament or interdistrict tournament, so that a better perception comes out. कि, okay, he has represented school, he has been part of that team, so that will be better. Interviewer they can ask you, okay, where did you represent? But psychologist doesn't have that
Mm.
liberty. So I always advise this.
Anyway, this if you are asking, that this is definitely a sane advice, must I say. But only thing is, yeah, that's from the psychologist's viewpoint. What is the
PIQ.
PIQ?
Yeah, that is the question.
There are two parts of it. One is your socio-economic background.
Yes.
Right from your second column, third column, place of maximum residence and place of permanent residence, and then comes the income and education level of your parents and how many participants are there in the family. That represents the socio-economic background. So as long as it is objectively filled, half it is achieved. Then comes your achievement motivation. Achievement motivation will be reflected through your marks and your performance in different types of activities which you have participated. Let's say curricular activities, co-curricular activities, and also sometimes the position of responsibility, that is the leadership quality. Okay. So these three things, as long as they are okay, objectively reflected in the PIQ, however cryptic it is, okay, that will do. Psychologist doesn't have any, it doesn't need any details of the participation of the moment it's a level of participation and he says that the school represented school, fair enough. It is more a reflection of his attitude and the should I say that he has utilized the opportunity
Opportunity which is available. Yeah.
available there. That's all about it. It's fair enough, and this will be reflected in his, let us say, the TAT stories
KT
primarily.
stories, yes, sir, and responses. Yes.
Okay, and the facts about his socio-economic background, let me tell you, it helps the psychologist predict his trainability. Why? Because it has been experimentally established that the children of lesser, I mean, the I would say the lower
Yeah,
socio-economic
absolutely, sir.
stratum,
Village background
these
or from
people they
very low
have got they gain more during the training.
training. Yes. Sustainability.
So I would say I will not be much in agreement of too many details as far as the PIQ is concerned. It should be factual.
Factual, yes.
It
Not too
should be
elaborate.
factual,
Yes.
not too elaborate. It's okay. Factual
Great,
and
sir.
objective.
Not not ki you try to eulogize your minor
Yeah, exactly.
achievements to something
Yeah,
very major, which is not coming
yeah,
out
exactly.
when it is reflected.
If you remember, I've used this phrase that one should not project his shadow bigger than the substance.
Absolutely, sir. Great. Sir, sir. That's good, sir. We had a good discussion, sir. Any other points which is coming to your mind?
I think we will continue. I think this discussion about the myths, etc., they are certainly, you have started with the fact that there is a lot of information hangover in which the person
Sir, any idea
is
how to get out of this information
awareness.
overhang? कुछ बढ़
Awareness.
गया है awareness. Okay.
Awareness is one.
What is
See,
happening, sir?
I
A lot
give,
of content is
I,
available so cheap that anybody would be drawn, a young novice boy, girl from very poor strata, suppose, will be drawn to it because it is
सर
so
एक बात बताओ, उनको एक चीज के बारे में बताना चाहिए. All the aspirants must be those who are going from one place to the other, one assessor to other, one coaching, and these people they think that they should be getting the best of the tricks. उनको ये बताना चाहिए कि as of now, देखो सर, मैं कंपेयर करता हूँ. Sometimes I say to my own students, during my guidance program, I appeared in my for my own SSB way back in 1987. 87, no, sorry, my mistake, 86. 11th August to 16th of August, and between 15th August, Independence Day was there. I still remember. At that time, there were barely one or two training academies,
yes,
coaching academies, let's say in Chandigarh, etc. There was one book,
Minerva.
which is Minerva Thi, and there was one book, let's say, by Major Jodh Singh, and there was hardly anything available there. और अगर आप मेरे बैच के स्टैटिस्टिक्स देखें, देयर वर 57 हु appeared. 57 के बाद 32 remained after the screening, and out of 32, 7 were recommended, and out of those 7, 3 made it to academy. आज 7 को करने के लिए you have to test about 200 people, let me tell you. So कहते हैं ना कि जितने ज्यादा डॉक्टर्स आ गए हैं,
उतनी
it
बीमारी बढ़
has
गई.
it बढ़ती गई. See the oversimplification and the information hangover and going from one person to the other has not been beneficial and salubrious as far as the selection is concerned, not at
Absolutely.
all. Selection rate अब उससे नीचे ही चला गया है, in
नीचे जा.
fact. So they should be made aware of this. Another thing is that everything has got a purpose. अगर मैं TAT में कुछ कहता हूँ कि स्टोरी ऐसी होनी चाहिए, तो I add the purpose to it so that आप पर्पस को एब्जॉर्ब करें, कॉन्सेप्ट को एब्जॉर्ब करें, रादर देन प्रेस्क्रिप्शन को.
बिल्कुल.
तो ये है.
Right, sir. Thank you so much, sir. We'll continue with this such
So
discussions
nice,
later
so
on
nice. In case
and
on my
great
personal,
listening.
in case you can send me the link of recording whenever
Sure,
you are
sure. I
posting.
will do that, sir. I will.
है ना?
Thank you so much, sir.
Yes.
Good day, sir.
So nice, and we will continue.
Sure. Jai
God
Hind, sir.
willing.
Jai Hind.